Hello, this is Timmy, and this is a tutorial about the subject of Megum. Yeah, for those who don't know who Megum is just some insanely good person who also plays KTaNE, and this is him. Yes, this is actually his first reveal or something like that. Anyways, we should beat him through 3 phases or insanity, as it says in the module. Phase 1 will be anger, then fury, and then calmness. So let's start with an anger. So first of all, we need to have a full edge work for this bomb. So we have 3 and 2, unlike S and D, play parallel and play serial. Play and serial. And we have an empty core play. Union from 5, 0 till 6. Anyways, we'll start from this module. So first of all, we need to convert the serial number as a base 36 number. So let's go to base converter, have this number. This is base 36, and convert it to decimal. We have this result number, and as I said, we need to modulate it by 40,320. So we get this number. Now, what do we do with this module? Now we need to represent this number for this formula below. Now, apparently we see this formula that says like a times 7 exclamation mark. This is actually a factorial. For those who don't know, if you have like something like representing this number, this is usually meant like 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5 by 6 by 7. This is the actual representation of this thing. And then it continues until it will hit a 0, because 0 factorial is always a 1. Where a is a value from 0 to 7, b is for value to 0 to 6, and etc. until h is 0. So this will be automatically 0, which it doesn't count. Anyways, let's just break this up module. So let's start with 7 factorial, and we need to multiply this number, so we'll get 2 closer to this number, but not over it. So let's take 5, for example. 6, 7. 7 is enough, as it seems. Yep. Okay. Then we take a plus 6 factorial. If we will take 2 factorials, that will be 2 enough. So we'll take 1 factorial instead. We'll do the same thing with 5 factorial. We can multiply by 2. Can we multiply by 3 though? Nope. It will be over it, so we stay at 2. Then 4 factorial. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 is enough. Same thing applies for 3 factorial, which means this. And looks like it's enough. It's perfectly fitting value. So we have, and then we need to take these values, a, b, c, d, etc. to gh. So that will be 6, 1, 7, 1, 2, 3, 3, 0, 0, 0, 0. 2, no, wait a second. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Yeah, there we go. Now, what do we need to do is we need to use this table below, and we copy the table, and we need to reformat it in a bit of a strange way. Anyways, we have now this. And now what we need to do is going from your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H values obtained from the formula in order, append each value's corresponding letter to a string, then delete the last letter and highest digit from the table. So we have now 7, which means we're taking the item number under 7, which is whiskey. Whiskey is watermelon. So we're taking the watermelon. As you can see, we selected it and didn't give a strike, so that's correct. So as I said, we need to remove watermelon and the highest digits. That will be 7. Then we have 1, which is banana, as it says. So bravo. So just selecting banana, removing banana, and removing the highest digit. 2 is kilo, which is a kiwi. Removing kiwi, removing the highest digit. Then we have 3, which is orange. Removing orange, removing the highest digit. Then starfruit. and I'll have 0, 0. So that will be in order apple, grape, mango. So now I have stage 2 of Megum, which is a bit strange, but it's fine. So first of all, we're reading all the ingredients starting from top one and excluding bottom one. So starting from top one, we have tomato, lettuce, ham, pickles, sauce, and we have cheese. We're making a 3x2 table, like in this example, and with these abbreviation means all things. Now we need to perform transformations on the table based on Megum's appearance and a number of ingredients between the bonds. So we have minimum, so the difference between the bonds is 0. We need only the minimum difference. Okay, let's start. So first of all, if the minimum number of ingredients between the bonds is greater than 1, nope, we'll shift the top row one cell right, else left. So it's shifting left, which means first item will be in the third row and everything else will shift left. Minimum number of ingredients between the bonds is odd. Nope, it's even, which means we'll shift the bottom row left also. If Megum has a hood on, yep, he has. So we swap the cells in the left column. If he has a fork, yep, swap the cells in the middle column. If he's holding a knife, nope. And finally, if there's even number of berries, which is not, so we rotate the cells in counterclockwise direction. So like this. Now read the table cells in ring order. Select the bottom button first, so let's do it. Then all of the table's ingredients in order, then select the top button. So we have tomato, cheese, tomato, pickles, then sauce, lettuce, ham. Sauce, lettuce, ham, and then finally top one. So now he is calm, as it seems. Now we need to pick the activity, one of 4 activities, which have KTaNE, Dandy's World, Gartic Phone, or Minecraft. Now the Megum's full, he wants to play something. To do so, we need to pick the correct activity, as I explained, and now we need to count the points for every person using the tables below and take the module 16. On the table you see every person who's actually in Russian KTaNE, including me. We have Megum, Rand, which is author of this module, Termit, Play, another author of this module, and 2 extra persons who actually are favorite and known. That will be Boris P and GHGO1. Anyways, we need since we don't have only Megum module, I'll run another bomb which have at least one of those bombs. So if you find module that is actually in the bomb, you need to add amount of points to a specific person. Since we have only Megum and it's not listed there, which means we don't have any points for every person. Now it's based on the indicators. It says so user present indicators. So we have only unlit S&D, which means we'll give it to GHGO1 3 points. And now based on serial port, based on ports, we have either parallel and serial. Parallel and serial, which means Rand has 1 and Golf has 4. And it says like if you have an echo on somewhere, you will add points to everyone's score. Now, using each person's total score, take the corresponding letter from the table below and add the person's weight number to the total letters corresponding activity. So for Rand we have 1, GHGO we have 4, everyone else has 0. Now what do is we first of all see what letter is it, and we add the wave number to the letters corresponding activity. So we have Mike plus currently has 9. Kilo has 7. Apparently I want to play Minecraft, so we'll add 5 to the Minecraft, which is 14. Now Play wants to play KTaNE, so 6 plus 7 is 14. Boris P also wants to play KTaNE, so that will be plus 4 to KTaNE. That will be a 17. And finally, he wants to play Gartic, so that will be 6. And then we select the activity, it has the total. If there's a tie, we have this priority list to choose from, starting with KTaNE, then Danny's World, then Gartic, then Minecraft. But since we have the total number is 17 for KTaNE, we'll select KTaNE. And we install the module. Let me actually run a bomb that has some of these modules to make this bomb more interesting and module to solve. So for example, let me actually add Indigo, Sapphire, what else? There's some stores. Buzzword, for example. Kuro. And finally, let's add Anniversary. Alright, we have the same principle. And let's do it again. So first of all, again, we need to take the base converter. So we have let Bob, letter for kilo, play Pyro Serial, play RCA DVI RJ, play RCA PS. Then 520 Delta Charlie 3. Alright, so first of all, we're starting off with this module. So we're taking the base 36 number, insert mod this number. We have 1055. 7 factorial is over the number we needed, so we have 0 as an alpha. Then plus 6 factorial is enough, but 2 is not enough, so we'll take 1. 5 factorial. For example, we can take 1, 2, 3, 3 is enough. Then we have 4 factorial. We can take 1, 2, 3, 3 is enough. Then 3 factorial. That is over, so we don't take 3 factorial. That will be a 0 then. Then 2 factorial, for example, which is enough, so we take only 1. And finally 1 factorial, which is a 1. And then 0. Using this table below, we take it. We use these values, so we start with apple, removing apple and the highest digit. Then we have 1, which is grape. Now we have 3, so that'll be orange star fruit. Because if we'll remove orange, highest digit, 3, there will be star fruit, so that will be in the next item. So orange star fruit. Then 0, which is banana. 1 will be mango, watermelon. And then finally we take kiwi. Now we have the same thing. So we have sauce, cheese, pickles, lettuce, tomato, ham. If the minimal number of ingredients between the bonds is greater than 1, the difference is 0. So we have the same thing. So we shift everything to the left because number of ingredients between the bonds is even. Megum has a udon and a fork. You sort the cells on the left and middle columns. Then read table cells in ring order, select the bottom one. Oh yeah, and don't forget about this thing. So even number of batteries, yes, so rotate the cells on a clockwise direction. Okay, now we select bottom bun to start off, and then select cheese, tomato, ham, pickles, lettuce, and then weird sauce, and finally the top bun. Now this part becomes interesting. Now for the first table, we need to use the modules that are present on BOM. So starting off, so we have the Kuro, which is 1 point for play, password, which is 1 point for Megum, unfair software, which is +4 to Rand, Megum doesn't count, Indigo software, that'll be +7 for me, Simon Stores, that'll be +6 to both Porus and GHDO, and that's it. So we have Tango 7, B6, G6, R4, and both Megum and Play 1. Now for the indicators, we have Lit Bob and Unlit F for Kilo. So +4 will be for both Megum. That'll be a 5. We have Parallel Serial, RCA, DVI, RJ, and PS. So we have all of them, which means we add 1 point for each of the persons. Now again, we use this table. So I have 8. Both Boris and GHDO have 7. Rand has 5. Play has 2. And Megum has 6. Okay, now we have every item. And let's list them. So starting off with Megum, he wants to play Dandy's World, that would be a 9. Ran also wants to play Dandy's World, that will be a 16. I want to play as well Dandy's World, that will be a 21. Play wants to play KTaNE, so that will be a 6. Boris wants to play Minecraft, 4. And finally, J0 wants to play Gartic. So the highest total will be a 21, which is our submission. So that will be Dandy's World. Yeah, and every app will have a different voiceover. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and make sure that you do not die and explode.